Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, the place where we go deep in all things manifestation, soul alignment, and healing. As you can see, this is a new background. I'm now in my new apartment. I moved in the beginning of August to my dream apartment that I literally manifested in less than 10 hours. That would be for another video. Today we're talking about something else that is even better in my opinion. And we're going to talk about the topic, you already have the answers within you. I'm sure you've heard that many times in your personal development journey, and you probably have learned to understand that phrase, but maybe you still roll your eyes when you hear that because you don't know the answers, even though everyone is telling you you already have the answers within you. Today I'm gonna break that down so that you actually understand it and know how to actually get the answers you need, because they're already here. They are present right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. It makes me laugh because I literally say this in all my videos, but you are a spiritual being having a human experience. So in order to understand that you already have the answers, you must understand that you are much more than your physical identity, who you think you are in this moment. As human beings, as we are experiencing a physical reality, we have physical tools to navigate this physical reality, which is our mind. Our physical mind can only operate in the physical realm. But this physical realm is only a fraction of reality. It's not all of reality. And so since we are operating in our physical mind mostly, then we do not have access to the immensity of reality and what reality is for real. Meaning energies, divine guidance that we actually have, the connection to our guides, angels, the universe, our own higher self, and so on. That means that in order to have access to the higher mind, higher consciousness, we must learn to release the attachments to our physical mind, and we must go over the edge of our limited perspective, because we cannot see truth by living in illusion. I did a whole video about discerning your ego, your limited self, and your soul. So if you want to learn more about that, I highly recommend you go watch it. Either after this video, either pause this one, go watch it, and come back. Both are good ways and good paths to take. But to continue on this, your limited self perspective is your limited self perspective. Your soul is a part of you that has access to higher consciousness, meaning information that you cannot perceive with your physical mind. Once we understand this, we also understand that within us we have access to the bridge, the connection to that infinite amount of possibilities, to the cloud of infinite possibilities. And since your soul came here into this physical experience, physical incarnation, to grow as a soul, it has already chosen the experiences it will experience to grow as a soul. I can do a whole video about this too, but to make it short, as a soul you came here to experience this human experience in order for you to grow as a soul, in order for you to remember that you are source, to get closer to source. If we already chose the experiences, if we already know what we need to experience in order to grow, that means that we already know the path to get there, because we already are there. And your soul is that part of you that is connected to source, to the universe, to God, to the infinite possibilities of reality. And the more you nourish that relationship, the more you get to know the answers with less resistance. Abraham Hicks calls this the path of least resistance. There's many other teachings around that, but the way I see it is remembering our divine essence and expanding our consciousness, getting over the edge of our limited perspective, meaning our physical mind. The more I've nourished the connection with my soul, with the divine, the more I've had access to information that is not perceivable through this physical reality, meaning that I get to sense, feel, see, know things that don't make sense, but that are guiding me to attract what I want, because I know that I already know how to get there. It's just a matter of tuning into so that I remember the answers. I remember the answers. It's not about finding them. It's about remembering what you forgot for an instant. The main reason we have forgotten those answers or don't have access to those answers is that we have learned to identify to our limited self, to the version of us that doesn't have access to the infinite realm of possibilities. And that is for various reasons, but the biggest cause is that we mostly live in survival. We identify with fear more than ease, we identify more with lack than abundance, we identify more with pain than love. That was my case, and the way I was able to nourish that connection and I have access to that connection to the divine, to my higher self, to the part of me that already knows the answers, was to release the patterns, the thoughts, the stories, the emotions that were keeping me small, that were holding me back from accessing more. And that is a path and a journey in itself, but on a day-to-day basis, you are able to choose contraction or choose expansion. You are able to choose to stay in your limited self perspective or choose to welcome more and step into your divine essence, your divine potential. The beautiful thing is that although we may have a limited perspective because we are identified to our past, to our conditioning, we still have the ability to feel. Our body is able to sense truth. Our body is able to remember what feels the most right to you. And again, to come back to the path of least resistance that Abraham Hicks explains, when there is resistance, that is not your path of least resistance. And we experience resistance in many different ways. Fear, contraction, stress, anxiety, doubt, confusion, and so on. Anything that does not feel good is resistance, because you're cutting yourself from the infinite flow that already exists. And the opposite, when you're feeling love, when you're feeling excitement, when you're feeling joy, when you're feeling confident, everything flows because you have more access to who you are. You have more access to your abilities. You think much clearer when you are in joy than when you are in pain. What I'm about to say, I know will literally change your life. Your body is a lie detector. Your body is a lie detector. Just like if you were to put your hand on a hot stove, you would feel pain, and that is a mechanism for you to survive, stay alive, to move away from pain. And so your body will send a signal that this thing creates pain, so you remove your hand. And you don't even have to think about it. I know you've had the experience to touching something really hot, whether it's a hair straightener, hair curler, a stove, anything. The second you touch that, your hand will move by itself because you will move away from pain. You know that is not good for you. But for mysterious reasons, we have not clicked that if a body works that way externally, it works the same way internally. emotionally, when we experience pain, we have learned to tolerate it and stay in the places, situations that continue to create pain, and we don't move. The truth is that your body is working in the same way than when you put your hand on a hand stove and you move. Everything that makes you feel contraction, pain, suffering is your body letting you know that you are choosing a lie, that you are living illusion, moving away from your truth. And that is why it hurts, because you're creating separation from who you truly are. You're closing yourself from the infinite possibilities that exist, everything that you are, and that hurts. That hurts. So the reason we don't have access to the answers that are already here, that we already know and that we don't remember, is because we keep choosing to close instead of opening. Our ego fears the unknown because it feels uncomfortable. It is a survival mechanism. Your ego doesn't know how to operate physically in an environment it doesn't know. Because when it doesn't know how to operate in that environment, there may be threats that will put you in danger. But that is only how the physical mind works. When you understand that is how your physical mind works, you don't hold back, you don't stay small in only what your physical mind knows. You know that is a normal mechanism, but you also know that your body is not lying, that energy doesn't lie, and so every time you feel resistance, that is not for you. That is a signal letting you know that you're moving away from your truth. And even though sometimes it might be scary to do something you've never done, it's much more painful to stay in something that was not helping you, that was not serving you. And so it is literally a disservice for yourself, for life, to stay in something that keeps you small. Let's make that clear. In order for you to receive the answers that you already know, you must create the space to receive them. If you're already overloaded with chaos, trauma, pain, suffering, which is literally sitting in your psyche, in your physical body, in your emotional body, and you keep tuning into that every day of your life, then there is no space for something better to come, something higher. I use that in a video in my TikTok, and I think it's the best metaphor to explain that. Every time you receive a notification on your phone, for those who have an iPhone or even a Samsung, I'm sure it works the same way, you're receiving a notification that there's a new upgrade available, that you can upload a new version of iOS for your phone to work better, because there's a new higher version available. But if you don't have enough space on your phone, the update cannot be done. There needs to be space, storage available in your phone to download that new update. And most of the time, the new updates take more space because they have more things. And that is also why that every time there's a new iPhone, there is more space in the iPhone because it's able to do more things. And when you have the ability to do more things, there is more space needed for those things. Do you get what I'm saying? In that same line of thoughts, higher consciousness, higher frequency takes more space because it's higher frequency, higher energy. You need less space for something that is low vibration because it has a resonance that is smaller. And that means that if you're always staying stuck in the patterns, the emotions, the thoughts that keep you small, you stay in that space. You continue to hold to that small space. And you want to receive something that requires more environment, more space to be able to take form. But it cannot if you don't allow that space to come in. And that's what I say, you either choose to open or either choose to close. Every time you choose to stay in pain, you're choosing to stay in contraction. And so you're literally closing the door to the connection, the available information that will help you evolve and grow and manifest what you want. And so the best way to listen to the answers that you already have, that are already here to help you and move you in your biggest expansion, is to pay attention from a moment to moment basis, how you're feeling and how you are moving in your reality. Are you closing? Are you opening? Are you choosing contraction? Are you choosing expansion? Are you choosing pain, staying in pain? Or are you moving into love, abundance, joy? It is simple because your body already knows. It is a lie detector. So every time you think about something and it creates pain, you're moving in the direction with the most resistance. You are creating resistance. And that is a lie. That is not your truth. That is not your direction. When you're talking to yourself about how bad you are, about how little you have, about how impossible it is for you to create what you want, you are choosing contraction. You are choosing to stay small, and your body knows that is not your truth. That is why it doesn't feel good. So every time you become aware of that it doesn't feel good, move away. Remove your hand from the fire, from the hot stove. Remove your awareness from the hot stove. Move your attention from that thought that makes you feel bad into a better thought that makes you feel better. And the more you do that, the more you're opening the connection to the answers that are already here. Why? The truth is that your soul is always speaking to you, already guiding you, your guides, the universe. But when you're stuck in pain, you cannot recognize the texture of love, abundance, and flow. It doesn't have the same texture. And so if you're always tuning into those energies, the energy of love, flow, and abundance cannot get through. It just cannot get through. Just like your radio station, if you're listening to 92.1, you cannot listen to the music that is playing in 88.5. You must tune into 88.5 to receive and listen to the music that is playing on that channel. It is the same thing. And your soul is already connected to everything that is. And so there is no fear, there is no resistance, there is no pressure, because it already knows. And I invite you to feel into your body how it feels to push something through and already know it. It feels completely different. There's no pressure, there's no resistance. It feels like ease. So again, by you moving your awareness to better thoughts that bring more ease, you allow more ease to come through, to come in. If you're too busy and distracted in the thoughts that create chaos internally, you will not be able to hear. It's a completely different texture. Completely different texture. To summarize why you already have the answer, you are a soul, a spiritual being having a human experience, meaning that there is a part of you that is already aware of what is meant for you, because it's already chosen to experience that for your highest good. The reason you're not able to get access to that information is because you're closing yourself from that information by staying small, by choosing resistance. Energy doesn't lie. Your body knows the difference. Your body knows when you are choosing to stay in your limited self perspective, and it knows how to move into your divine essence, your divine potential. So the more you move your awareness from those energies that keep you stuck into better possibilities, and just by literally opening your awareness to those possibilities, you are creating the space for you to download that information. If you stay in resistance, there is no flow. You must allow the flow to come in by opening yourself to your own expansion. When it hurts, you're moving away from your path of least resistance and you're going straight into resistance. Literally, as I teach in my containers, choosing your expansion is a moment-to-moment experience, a moment-to-moment expression. You are able to discern when you're choosing to act from ego and when you're choosing to step into your divine essence. And it's all possible by being aware of how you talk to yourself, being aware of how you move in your reality. And when you're able to discern that, then you're moving closer and closer to who you've always been and letting go of the mask, the program that does not serve you. And the more you do that, literally the more your external reality will reflect that, and the answers you already have within will finally be accessible because there will be no more noise. The noise will be irrelevant because you can hear the truth. You can hear the truth. So the fastest way to access the information that is within you is to listen to that information and let go of the noise. Stop believing, stop choosing to stay in the narrative that makes you feel bad. It's not serving you. Once you make that commitment with yourself, everything shifts. Literally, I swear by this. That is why I talk about this all the time. The moment you step into your divine potential, everything becomes possible. But again, it is a moment-to-moment expression, a moment-to-moment decision. The more you allow, the more you allow. I hope this was insightful. I highly invite you to use that and start implementing this moment-to-moment expression in your daily life and becoming aware of the contraction, the expansion, the resistance, the path of least resistance. And I kid you not, you will see your life completely change. Put that somewhere, save this video, and come back to the comments because I want to know. I want to know how your life shifts from a week from now, a day from now, once you start implementing this, because I'm telling you, your life will change. My life changed, the life of my clients has changed from implementing this. It might seem too simple to be true, but energy doesn't lie. As usual, let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to talk about. I will definitely do a video about how I manifested this apartment. Let me know in the comments if that is something you want to hear, or if you have any questions concerning that so I can answer it in the video. And until then, I wish you a magical day, and I hope you remember that every day is a new opportunity to create magic.